Hello, everybody. Welcome to Noobow, where we're gonna, yeah, well, I mean, it is almost Christmas time, and this is actually a Christmas game, so it fits well. Anyway, let's just get into it, shall we? Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! So, welcome to Noobow. We're this adorable little whatever it is. He's called Noobow. And it's kind of like a puzzle platformer, but it's super cute. And throughout the game, we're going to have to help some animal buddies here and there. We're going to start off with a bit of a tutorial stage of sorts. It's a pretty straightforward level. Just going to pick up some blocks, build ourselves a ladder up using those blocks. And that's how we're just going to walk across this level. Noobow is, or the game as a whole, is 8 stages that we have to get through. We're going to start with this one, where we're going to help a baby whale get back to its mother. Then after this one, we're going to go into 3 sets of stages that are both 2 levels long, where we're going to help a variety of animal buddies. And then we have a final stage, a secret stage of sorts. Also, this is a pogo stick, which, you know, we're never going to see that item again, but apparently they figured it would be interesting to show it in the tutorial level. And then there's a very important thing here with this stick. There's a little angry dog here, and we're just going to throw the stick, because, you know, dogs love sticks. Don't worry about where it went. Also parachutes, so here we go. Whee! We're going to whee like that off the stage a lot in later levels. But first and foremost, we're going to get that stick in there, build ourselves a bit of a bridge. And there's this bucket. Now, we need to figure out a way to get this whale back to its mother. So we're going to use this method of putting the whale into the bucket. Very easy like that. And going to bring him down here, drop him out, and you know, now the mother whale is happy again. And that's the end of stage 1. So now we're going to help some moles. These moles have a little bit of a problem because there's this very angry cloud, and the angry cloud's been kind of freezing everything over, and the moles don't like that. So we're gonna figure out a way to help them out. Now, in order to do that, we pick up this pogo shovel over here, because pogo shovels are a great item to use. And I'm going to use that over here to just pogo through this block of dirt. Now there's an acorn up here, and squirrels love acorns, so we're gonna pick it up, and we're gonna give that to the squirrel over here. Now sometimes you can actually pass the squirrel and get on the elevator right away, but you can't always do that. This is one of the cases where we can. So now we're immediately on the elevator and just go up here. Another stick and another dog, so you know what's gonna happen, right? The dog is gonna chase the stick, and again, don't ask me where it went. I will be honest, I don't know, and the edge of the cliff is right there, so that's a thing. Anyway, gonna take the elevator back up again, and we see another parachute. Now, I didn't mention this too well earlier, but it's always fun. If we go down, we get this little whee, so here we go. Whee! There's only one person in the crowd actually joining. That's a little sad. But chat, feel free to join on the wheeze. Every time you see a parachute, that's pretty much going to happen. So we're gonna get a lot of those, you know, happy little times. So here we go. Whee! That's probably the longest parachute sequences, or the longest individual parachute as well. Gonna grab this stick right here. And there's 3 of these sticks around that we need in order to build a little ladder upwards. Because Noobow can't actually climb further than like 1 tile. As soon as it becomes more tiles, it's too high for him. And if it's down more than 1 tile, then he gets scared and he doesn't actually want to go down. So that doesn't really work for us either. So we're going to put that second stick in there. We're going to go over to the other end and grab ourselves a 3rd one. You can see how cold the squirrel is over there. It's a little sad, but we'll help them out. Now, one little thing of sort of speed tech, if you can consider it that in this game, is we try to pick up the sticks. You can actually usually pick them up 1 tile earlier. So even if you're still a step away, you can already pick them up, which saves a little bit of time. This game doesn't really have any speed tech. There's just try to solve puzzles fast. Anyway, we take the elevator up, and that pretty much brings us to the end of the level. So, because here there is another staircase even further up, getting us all the way up to the clouds. And that's the end of stage 2, on to stage 3, and now it's time for us to start dealing with this, this angry cloud. So I'm gonna put this block over here. I'm gonna grab this this next block. Gonna climb on top of that. We're gonna put that down there. Now I should be able to go up here, drop it, and get ourselves this ladder upwards. Now this squirrel right here wants another acorn before it's going to operate the elevator for us. And this one's a little bit meaner because we gotta actually pass him before we give this, the acorn. So as a result, it becomes a little bit slower. We have a pretty okay way of dealing with this part. Because again, one tile away, we can already pick it up, so we don't actually have to climb down. We just pick up the acorn, drop it down immediately, and then I can scooch this block back to the other side, and we can move on. That way, I never actually have to get off the block, which saves us like 3 climbing animations. Which, considering how slow the animations are in this game, it's quite a thing. So here we give the thing. Because he immediately starts cycling the elevator, we have no time to get on it, and we always have to wait for an extra cycle. Unfortunately, there's really not any way to skip that. Once we get up, there's going to be a little bit of an interesting puzzle because let's just say this is how the physics works in this game. It's pretty funny mostly. So there's these blocks, and I actually only need one of them because if I stand over here, we can just do this, and that's fine. That works. And I immediately get up and get another acorn, as this little squirrel here is going to give us a little item for it that we need later on. See, there's a pretty easy way to deal with these clouds, because there's this music horn, and these clouds, they'll just get scared. So, yeah, you'll see. So you see all the frozen houses. It's quite a problem. We're going to blow the horn here. And once the music notes hit, the cloud gets scared. All the snow starts to melt. Our little squirrel friend is happy again. But we're not quite done yet, because there was this little waterfall up there. And Noobow he's not strong enough to just walk underneath it. So we need to find an item to help us get through that waterfall. Now, lucky for us, there happens to be this set of mushrooms here. So we're going to grab ourselves a mushroom umbrella, and we're going to use that to get to the end of the level. It takes a little bit of time for me to actually get to the end of the level, so I'll let the host do some talking in the meantime.
Fair enough. All right. I guess I'll just tell you about who we are. We are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. We're currently streaming our bi-monthly event in the esports gaming arena in Alphen aan den Rijn. We're raising money for the Dutch Cancer Society, which is a nationwide organization committed to fight cancer while aiming for more cure, a higher quality of life for those already battling disease. All of your donations will go to the Dutch Cancer Society.
So the angry cloud left his bag of ice, of cold rather, and we can use that to make this skating thing here. So that's pretty cool. And then we climb up. Now the squirrels are all happy, and that's the end of level 3. So now we're gonna get to my favorite level, level 4, where we're gonna help the moles. See, they have a problem because the showers stopped working, and it's all sweaty down underground here. The reason I love this level is because there's a lot of short little wheeze that we're going to have to do, so let's see how that's going to go. We're going to drop this block over here, going to pick up the next one right away, climb up, and this is a paraglider. So we're going to go for it here. Whee! Whee! And now we're going to walk to the other side, and we can do another one. Whee! Now, as we climb up, you might have noticed we haven't quite gotten rid of this paraglider yet. So here we go again. Whee! Now, right away, you get another parachute to jump down here. I'm gonna grab the bucket over here, and we have to open up some valves to let the water run again. See, the reason that the water isn't there anymore, and the moles are now all sweaty and their showers stopped working, is because along the way, a lot of the little valves have been closed. So, as a result, the water can't actually get there anymore. Now we're gonna go up here. And there's a little bit of an interesting tech we can do. We can actually go to the right, turn around, and then move on. Now, if we were to go, to the left, but if we were to go to the right, we'd have to do an extra turn, and that's actually slower than going to the left initially, which is why we did it that way. I have to put the bucket on the other side, because the bucket takes priority over this little heart balloon. So that's a thing. So we're going to take the heart balloon, and go all the way around the level, basically, to this girl mole, because this the mole we just met, he had this heart balloon ready for this girl that he fancies. So we're gonna bring that, and she's gonna be all happy, and that's gonna allow us to get to the end of the level. And then in the second part of the level, we're actually gonna fix the showers. Here we just help out this little boy mole. Now here I only need to drop this one block. That's enough for me to pass. I don't actually have to pick up the other one. So I can just grab the balloon right away, walk to the other side, and we're going to give that to the girl up here. And there we go. That's the end of level 4. By the way, all of these opening cutscenes, they've been going by quite quickly, and that's because if you spam start, you can pretty much skip it before the second character even gets a chance to appear. So that actually saves, I want to say, like 6 to 7 seconds per cutscene. There's like one at every level, so it saves a good chunk of time over the course of the game. Now, the next part all plays underground, but we actually start above ground. But there's this little tree. And at the top of the tree, there is another acorn. This time around, however, we're not going to give it to a squirrel because there's another animal that also really likes this. And that animal is going to get us a shovel in return. The curious part here is mostly where he was keeping this shovel. Because as soon as we get the acorn, that's where it was. I don't think that's how that works, but works for me. And with that, we can shuffle down here. As we get to this room, there's another puzzle, and there's 2 blocks again, but once again, we can just use this one block, build a bridge like that. That's enough for me to pass, so I don't actually have to pick up the second one. And pogo that second block. And then down here, there's a 3rd block. That'll be the last one we'll have to use this shovel for. I have to make sure to drop it before I try to pick up the bucket, because just like before, the shovel takes priority over the bucket. So if they're on top of each other, I would pick up the shovel instead of the bucket, and we don't want that. But either way, we can climb down here, and there's this little elevator, and we need that because underground here, there's this spring with a bunch of water that we can collect, and there's this really sweaty mole that's in the way. So we're going to help him out. But we need water in order to do that. Now, after we get past this mole, it's time for another form of Noobow that we haven't seen yet. See, Noobow always looks super happy, and it's part of what makes this game so much fun to me. But there's also serious business Noobow. And whenever you see a tube like that, we grow small and we go into serious business Noobow. So chat, get your serious faces in the chat, because it's time we go into serious business mode. As serious business mode, there's a bit of a maze that we have to solve, and this is probably one of the parts where you can lose a lot of time if you're not careful, because it's very easy to miss one of these valves, as some of them are in a bit of awkward positions. If you take a look at, for example, the top one here, that one can only be accessed from the room above it. So if you miss that one ladder, you'll miss the valve, and as a result, the water won't flow, and you have to backtrack the entire path, and I can lose like half a minute. It's super annoying. We have to take the later stairs here because the first one doesn't actually. It's just a dead end right there. So then we go to the right here, and on our right we have several more valves that we need to do. There's this one first, then we go up, around, and then back to the right for the one that I mentioned just now. Oh, gotta make sure that we actually hit it. I believe I can get back out through here. Okay, so you go all the way around again. We've now got those 2 valves. So now we can move on to the next part of the level, which we go through from this end. Now there's 2 more valves that we need to, or actually 3 that we still need to close, I believe. One of which is going to be down here. And this is another one that can be easy to miss. We have to go down this path, and then from the room below here, we have to go back up in order to actually get to this valve. The other 2 are guaranteed to be hit pretty much, so we don't have to worry about those. Because that's the one over here, and then there's one at the very end. And then it's back to the happy Noobow, because we fixed the showers, so now the moles are happy, and, you know, it's all good times again. Okay, on to stage 6, where we're going to help the bird. See, the bird has been shot out of the sky by lightning, because there's another angry cloud now. And this angry cloud, he's been randomly shooting lightning, and he's been making it storm, and we're gonna put a stop to that. Now, the problem is, however, that's far up in the sky, and because the bird was hit by lightning, his propeller jetpack is now broken, so the bird can't fly anymore. Now, in order to get the parts, we basically have 3 parts of the level that we go through. In the first part, we have to get past this very angry bird, so we're going to cheer him up a bit. You know, I found this party popper, and that's bound to make him happy, so there we go. Look at happy little face right there. Yeah, happy. That's happy. So we go down here, and at the bottom part, we will get the first of 3 parts. Basically, the propeller jetpack is a 3-part thing. One part is the propeller, because, you know, what would be a propeller jetpack without a propeller? One part is the battery that's being used for the propeller jetpack, and then the last part we have to pick up is the engine. So right here we find the first part, the battery pack. That's it's going to power the entire thing. And with that, we go back to the start of the level, basically, and we're going to give it to this bird, which is at the top of the hill. After we collect this, the bird is going to basically just give us the item that we need in order to progress to the next part of the level. And one by one, we're going to get through all of these parts. In the meantime, Marlexa, if you have more to talk about, we've got time here.
Sure. I think it's time to thank some people, specifically some people that helped make this event possible in one way or another. We'd like to thank ESA for supporting the event and allowing us to stream on their channel. We'd like to thank Veilig Reserveren for offering BSG a ticket system for our events. Veilig Reserveren is a Dutch ticketing system offering a back-end system for a variety of events.
Thank you. So we got the stick there. We basically need that stick in order to make a letter, and then at the bottom here we find the propeller for the propeller jetpack. So we pick it up and we go back to the bird from before. And then as a thank you, we're gonna get, I believe, a shovel, if I'm not mistaken, and we're gonna use that shovel to go back inside the tree, because there's that shovel block there that we need to get past. Once we get past that block, there's another bird sitting there. He's fishing, and he's willing to trade the shovel for a fishing rod, which is what we need in order to actually get to the next, or actually get the last part. So, Marlexa, feel free to talk some more about like incentives or stuff. I mean, I'm sure you've got something, right?
Sure, I will make something up if I need to.
That works.
Yeah. No, but You can consider subscribing to us with Twitch Prime right here on the ESA channel. You will get access to both the ESA and BSG modes, and you get to support both events. You can also stay up to date with us by following us on our Twitter and Instagram under the handle BSG Marathon. Get a behind-the-scenes look at the event and stay up to date with the latest of our news and a marathon.
So here's that bird that I was talking about with the fishing rod. We've now pogoed through one block. We're now going to do the second one. Now that's because the engine pack that's on the right there, it's way too low for Noobow to reach. And like I said, as soon as it's more than one tile, Noobow gets scared, so he doesn't want to jump down. So instead, we're just going to grab the fishing rod and go that way and fish it up instead, because that'll do. Now, we have to get rid of this block real quick. It's kind of in the way here. So I'll just drop it like that. Oh, got to pick up the fishing rod. That's kind of important. As soon as we get back up the ladder here, the blocks will be back in their original positions, and they'll form a ladder for us to walk back up to the bird. Then as soon as we reach the bird, we'll end level 7, end level 6, and we'll get to the start of level 7. And in level 7, we're actually going to wee a lot again, because we've got a lot of parachuting sequences there. So let's get ready for that, chat, because I believe in you. Let's see some wees once we have it. So here we go. We give it. And now we have a propeller jetpack. The bird is just going to give that to us so we can solve the problem. He'll get it back later. So here's the last one. We find out that the cloud is very angry because it's been way too hot. It's the sun's been burning very brightly, so we gotta cheer up the sun a bit, make sure that it doesn't burn so bright anymore, and that'll make the cloud happier as well. And in order to do that, we're gonna wee, and we're gonna wee some more. Okay, we're gonna have a bit of a break here, but we're gonna go up the cloud, and whee, and another one, and another one. Look at the adorable little Noobow there. So we're gonna climb up these stairs, and there's a little parachute here, and I mean, you guys know what that means, right? Whee! So we'll use that parachute again in a moment, but not actually to... well, actually, we are going to jump down on one more part, and then... oh, right, and there's also this little bit. That's the shortest Wii in the game, by the way. It's a mini Wii. And down here... Now, we're going to find all kinds of weather characters. There's the Angry Cloud. We're gonna help cheer him up to get rid of the storm. But there's also the Thunder Man down here. We've got a great way of dealing with him. First, we got to jump down. And we're going to drop the parachute for a bit. And we're going to pick up this block of dirt, and we're going to ground him. Because that's how you get rid of lightning. There's also the Windman up here. And the Windman, he's well, we let's just say we'll have an interesting way of getting up there. We gotta get rid of the fire, which we use the parachute for, and then I can go down here and pick up this glass. Now this is not a bucket like you've seen before. It's totally different. And with that glass, we're gonna walk up. But we need to find a way to get back up there because there's no ladders. Lucky for us, the Windman can actually help us out in that one. See, we can just do this because that's how physics works. So you can see right here, the sun, he's very hot. So I think we're going to give the sun a cool and refreshing drink. That might cheer him up, might help him cool down a bit. And lucky for us, it's raining quite a lot here, so I can just use the rain to fill up the glass. I'm going to bring that to the sun. See, there you go, son. A glass of water. See, and now it's all good again. The sun isn't as hot anymore, and everybody's happy. Time for the final level. This is where we're going to help Santa-san. See, I mentioned at the start this was a Christmas game, and in the last level, we actually get to help Santa-san bring back all the presents. So we're going to climb all the way to Santa-san, and that's where we're going to get sort of a tutorial as to how we're going to do this. And Santa-san, he's lost a bunch of presents, and he's going to ask us to collect them for us. Now, as soon as we pick up a present, one of the little cupids will show up, and they'll take it back to Santa's sleigh. So they'll point us to go up, and up we go. Near the Christmas tree. It hasn't really been decorated, but that's a Christmas tree, clearly. And he drops one of the presents, and as soon as we pick it up, we'll see the little Cupid come over to take the present with him. Now, in this particular stage, we actually will have to account for lag a decent amount, because believe it or not, even though there's only so many sprites on the screen, there are certain rooms where this game can lag a lot. We'll see that in one of the rooms later, where we actually adjust how we or which items we bring and where we put them to make sure that the rooms don't lag as much, because otherwise the slowdown can be insane, and it's really silly. But I mean, it is a game from like 1989 or something. I don't know exactly, but I suppose that's a thing. Also, you can soft lock in this room. I've actually successfully managed to do that somehow when I played this for the first time. I had to reload the level. That was kind of silly. In any case, we can just drop this block down and put it back up on the other side, and then there's no problem. I'm going to pick up this block, but I'm not actually going to drop it because it'll just disappear as soon as I transition. I'm going to drop this one over here. I'm going to pick up the other block. I'm going to use that to get over here, and we can just make a bridge like that. So another present here. We're going to wait for the Cupid, pick up the other block, and build a ladder back up to the stairs here. And now that we've found these presents, the next part of the level has unlocked. So we can actually go up and then to the right. Basically, this level is 3 parts. We go up to Santa for the first present and then go to the left. That's the part we just finished. Then by the time we've collected all of the presents there, we can go to the right and go into the underground part where there's a few mechanics there that are pretty funny. But it's also, I'd say it's probably one of the longer areas just because there's a lot of waiting in this part. And then once we've done that, we go to the third part, which is the bottom part of the area where we can collect the last few presents. And then it's back up to Santa-san to collect our reward, and that's where time will be. So another bridge here. We pick up the parachute, and there'll be quite a big amount of wheeze in this part, honestly. But anyway, we're gonna jump down once again, and then all the way on the right here there is a present. So we actually want to pick that up. And here I actually have to wait for the Cupid. You can already kind of see the lag there. It's kind of silly that that's a thing. And now we get a reverse Wii up, and we jump down again. And a reverse Wii. We drop the parachute. I pick up this block to make a bridge to the other side. And then once we're on the other side, we're gonna pick up the parachute again, and we're gonna Wii quite a lot here. Oh, moved a bit too far, so Noobow got scared. And another one. And another one. And another one over here. And one last one. And that is the last one over there. We have another mechanic still, though, that we need to introduce here, which is the skateboard. You see, we also have pro Noobow skateboarder right there. Just it's basically Tony Hawk, yeah. It's basically Tony Hawk, but then Noobow. Noobow Hawk. That's a good one. Yeah, we build another bridge, and now we can go into the last sequence of this part, where, well, basically we just walk back to where we were at, and then it's time for the bottom part of this level, which is also the last part of this level. I'll say it right now for the people at the tech desk. Time will be when we get back to Santa-san after collecting the last present. So we have a few minutes of item collecting left here. So now we can go down here because there's a few remaining presents there. And the Cupid that was blocking our path here earlier has now disappeared, so we can go to the left. We're gonna go into that mountain. There's this little shovel up here. We need that for a few blocks that we need to dig out. And we actually want to try to keep that shovel because there are several places where we can either skip a part of the level, or at the very end we can use that same shovel to help us dig a pathway back. See, this Cupid is basically blocking the path to the end there. Now here there's a cool little trick we can do. We can actually drop the shovel there so that it's ready for use once we go around the screen. The reason we want to do that is because if we bring the shovel up to this, the room down here, it'll actually create a lot of lag. It's got a bit of a bigger number of items, so it actually becomes a bit of an issue here. So now we go up here, and then on the right, well, we pick up the present, and then on the right I can immediately pick up the shovel and go further down. I should mention, by the way, that if at any point I were to shuffle wrong, so to speak, meaning just too early or when I wasn't meant to, it loses 2.2 seconds every time. That's how long the pogo animation takes. So it's one of those cases where you can actually lose a lot of time. Also, we have one last sequence of serious business, Noobow, as we go through a few short hallways here. They aren't as significant. Now, as we go up, there will be two presents, actually. So we have to pick up the first one, wait for the Cupid to pick it up, then pick up the second one, wait for the one while we're in the tube. But we can't actually take them into serious business mode. So I can go up there, but I can't go further. And then once it's been picked up, we can move on here. So we can now go around. We pick up the shovel once again. It's time for us to move to the end of the level. Yeah, okay. I always get confused whether it's the top or the bottom one here. That's okay, though. So there's two dirt blocks here that we need to use in order to make our way down. The game kind of does that to already hint us that, yeah, we have to go down here. Because if we were to go up, there would be a Cupid blocking our path. So here there's two of these blocks, and you're meant to make a ladder out of that. But we're going to be lazy, and I'm just going to use that one block because that's plenty to get up here. We don't have to use intended strats here. Now, all the way at the bottom, we're going to get back to all the way to the start of the level. And from there, we just make our way back up to Santa-san, and that's when time will be. This is what I meant with shoveling too early, so that loses 2.2 seconds. I gotta say, it's not looking like a bad run time-wise. My PB is a 34-35, so we're gonna be pretty close to that, but I don't think we're gonna beat that. Still, I'm okay with that. So there's a lot of ladders to climb. We go to the left here, we'll see the Cupid that would be blocking our path otherwise. And then up this one. And there's a few more stairs here. All the cupids are already pointing up because we saved Christmas, because we brought back all the presents. So here we go. And time. 35 flat. That's pretty good. So Noobow is going to get a trip here from Santa, delivering all the presents. I do want to show the last little bit, by the way, to kind of stay in the Christmas spirit. We see a happy Noobow going to sleep after a good day of hard work. Unfortunately, we can't actually speed up this text in any way, but I still want to show it because Santa, he goes around delivering the presents. Christmas has been saved. And then in the morning, when Noobow wakes up, well, there's a bit of a surprise waiting for him. But what's that? It's a giant stocking full of presents. And so the Noobow family having a happy Christmas there. I hope you guys enjoyed Noobow. My name is Cruel. It's always a blast to run this. I don't run this often anymore, but it's always fun to come back to it. So yeah, Merry Christmas in advance, everybody, and enjoy the last few runs of this Christmas BSG edition.